Hello, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. In a federal court ruling, single mother Loh Siew Hong's 3 children will remain non-Muslims as appeals to reinstate their unilateral conversion are unanimously rejected, prompting Loh tearfully urging authorities to leave her family alone. Single mother Loh Siew Hong's 3 children will remain non-Muslims after a federal court ruling. A 3-judge panel, led by Chief Justice Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat, unanimously denied the appeal by the Perlis Islamic Religious and Malay Customs Council and others to reinstate the children's 2020 unilateral conversion. The appellants included the Perlis State Government, State Mufti Muhammad Asri Zainul Abidin, and the State New Islamic Converts Registrar. On January 10th, the Court of Appeal nullified the unilateral conversion of Loh's 15-year-old twin daughters and 12-year-old son by their Muslim convert father Muhammad Nagahswaran Muniandy. Loh had appealed against a Kuala Lumpur High Court decision from May 11th of the previous year, which dismissed her judicial review challenging the validity of the conversions. In delivering the ruling, Chief Justice Tengku Maimun stated that Maips and the other appellants were attempting to revisit the 2018 federal court ruling on Indira Gandhi's case, which established that converting a child to Islam requires the consent of both parents. The judges found no novel legal issues that warranted further consideration by the court, leading to the dismissal of the appeal with no order as to costs. Following today's federal court ruling, Loh Siew Hong tearfully urged the Maips to leave her family alone. The single mother said her 15-year-old twin daughters and 12-year-old son have suffered for 4 years since their conversion by her ex-husband, Muhammad Nagahswaran Muniandy, in 2020. "Leave me alone! Enough!" the 36-year-old pleaded, supported by her legal team, led by lawyer A Srimurugan at the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya today. Regaining her composure, Loh expressed her happiness with the court's verdict. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is on an official visit to Qatar. Who else is in Qatar? Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas. Both leaders met to discuss the dire situation in Palestine. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim met with Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh during his 3-day official visit to Qatar. In a statement, Anwar shared that he received an update on the dire situation in Palestine, which continues to endure relentless attacks from Israel. Writing on Facebook, Anwar said he offered his condolences for the tragic loss of Ismail's family members in a brutal bombing by Israel. Anwar added that he was also briefed on the severe conditions in Gaza and Rafah. Since the conflict erupted 8 months ago, countless Palestinians have been killed or wounded, and half of Gaza has been devastated. Anwar's visit began on Sunday, invited by the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim Hamad Al Thani, and to attend the Qatar Economic Forum 2024. Last month, an Israeli airstrike killed Ismail's 3 sons and 4 grandchildren in Gaza. Anwar emphasized Malaysia's ongoing commitment to advocating for a ceasefire and providing humanitarian, medical, and educational aid to the victims of the war. He praised Hamas for its willingness to release hostages, particularly women and children, and to accept peace plans from the Arab world, the OIC, and the international community. A new era dawns in Singapore as Prime Minister Lee steps aside with Lawrence Wong set to lead the next government. Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong submitted his resignation to President Tharman Shanmugaratnam yesterday, with plans for his government to step down on Wednesday, Xinhua reported. In his letter, Lee recommended that the president invite Lawrence Wong to form the next government. Tharman accepted Lee's resignation and confirmed he would appoint Wong as the new prime minister. At a press conference, Wong announced that Gan Kim Yong and Heng Swee Keat will serve as deputy prime ministers in the new administration. Gan will continue as the trade and industry minister and take over as chairperson of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Lee and Teo Chee Hean will become senior ministers in the new cabinet, while Wong will remain the finance minister. If you'd like access to news like this and more, subscribe now to Malaysia Kini and support independent media. In a significant development, police have apprehended another suspect linked to the petrol bomb attack at a Kuala Lumpur entertainment centre. Police arrested another suspect on Sunday in connection with the patrol bomb attack at a Kuala Lumpur entertainment center on Thursday, May 9th. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Rusdi Muhammad Isa announced that the arrest of the 28-year-old man brings the total number of detainees to 5. In a statement, Rusdi said the man has been remanded for 4 days, starting Monday. Police will also seek to extend the remand for the 4 other men, aged between 25 and 28, whose remand orders end today. All suspects are being investigated under Section 435 of the Penal Code for mischief by fire or explosive substances and Section 506 for criminal intimidation. The incident, captured on CCTV, went viral on social media. Footage shows 4 men on motorcycles throwing petrol bombs at the entertainment center on Jalan Yap Kwan Seng. On Friday, May 10th, Rusdi reported that police had recorded statements from the premises owner and the entertainment center manager to aid the investigation. The Center to Combat Corruption and Cronyism condemns the reappointment of Azam Baki as MACC chief, labeling it a stark indication of the Madani government's failure to enact institutional reforms. The Center to Combat Corruption and Cronyism has strongly criticized the reappointment of Azam Baki as the MACC chief. C4 Center cited the reappointment as a clear sign of the Madani government's failure to implement institutional reforms. It reiterated its objections from last year regarding Azam's contract extension, emphasizing that the credibility and independence of the MACC are still in question without reforming the appointment process for the chief commissioner. C4 Center noted that Chief Secretary to the government Muhammad Zuki Ali announced Azam's reappointment according to Sections 5(1) and (2) of the MACC Act 2009. These sections state that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong appoints the Chief Commissioner on the Prime Minister's advice. C4 Center argued that the phrase, "on the advice," effectively removes any discretion from the Agong, making the reappointment solely attributable to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The watchdog also highlighted previous investigations into Azam over share trading, noting that while the Securities Commission found no offence, concerns remain. Azam subsequently sued the journalist for defamation, which C4 Center described as a clear case of strategic litigation against public participation. Former Attorney General Muhammad Apandi Ali's attempt to appeal his defamation suit against DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang suffered a blow today as the federal court rejected his application. Former Attorney General Muhammad Apandi Ali has failed to obtain leave from the federal court to proceed with an appeal in his 1MDB-linked defamation suit against DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang. A 3-person bench chaired by Chief Justice Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat unanimously dismissed Apandi's appeal bid this morning. 2 years ago, the Kuala Lumpur High Court dismissed Apandi's 10 million ringgit lawsuit over a 2019 article on Malaysia Kini written by Lim titled "Dangerous Fallacy to Think Malaysia's on the Road to Integrity." Last year, the Court of Appeal upheld this ruling, stating that Lim's statement was protected by justification and qualified privilege. Apandi claimed the article implied he was involved in the 1MDB scandal, lacked morals and integrity, was unethical, and abused his power during his tenure as Attorney General. Speaking for the bench, Tengku Maimun ruled that the High Court's decision was based on an evaluation of evidence and principles of law. She affirmed that the appellate court correctly upheld Lim's defense of justification and qualified privilege. Despite calls from former Minister Zaid Ibrahim for Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin's resignation following the Kuala Kubu Baru by-election defeat, Bersatu's senior leadership asserts that resignation was never considered.
Bersatu's senior leadership never considered seeking party president Muhyiddin Yassin's resignation following the defeat at the Kuala Kubu Baru by-election. This is according to Bersatu Deputy President Ahmad Faizal Azumu. He said this in response to former Minister Zaid Ibrahim's call for past President Abdul Hadi Awang and Muhyiddin to step down. Faizal told Malaysia Kini he considered Zaid's views to be his own, but as PN leader, he saw Muhyiddin as still being needed and his leadership still had no substitute in PN. He thanked Zahid for the advice but said that it did not even occur to them to discuss the matter. He said he was sure a great leader like Muhyiddin knows when it's time to leave or when he needs to continue leading, not for himself, but for the party's leadership and their cause. Faisal also expressed his confidence in the party's supporters, adding that the party will improve ahead of future elections. Previously, Zahid had suggested that Muhyiddin and past President Abdul Hadi Awang both resign from their roles as party leaders to make way for young leaders with new ideas. He attributed Pakatan Harapan's win in Kuala Kubu Baru to PN's inability to offer voters anything. Zahid said Muhyiddin's frequent talks about his achievements as Prime Minister and Hadi's scare tactics were no longer relevant.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.